when there's
Yeah,
people
I don't
working
know.
here, hospitals, NHS, and they're getting low income.
Yeah,
And you think a
exactly.
girl selling,
That's a,
yeah, okay, and you think a
but
girl
here's the
selling
thing
her
you don't
body
understand.
is
No, 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 one
okay?
second. Here's you don't understand. It's not that what she's doing is bad. It's that I think it's bad that those what the doctors don't make as much. I think they should make far more. But just because they should make far more doesn't mean she should earn less. She's just simply done capitalism very well. She has a product that people want and they pay for it. Very simply, just like Elon Musk has Tesla, a product people want and they pay for it. It's very simple, and she
No,
makes
so
a lot of
you
money.
think, okay, so you think it's okay that people spend money on OF for a girl and her body, yeah? Then other people give money to NHS or hospitals. You think that's okay if they give all the money to her but not hospitals? You think that's okay?
Again, with the hospital thing, that's an issue with the government and how they're allocating the funding and how they're using the budget that they have in terms of if it's referring to like the NHS or something. That's a problem with the government. That's not necessarily a problem with her, and that's how they're allocating the money. And in the United Kingdom, it's a public system. It's not private. It's public. So essentially, if the public wanted to increase the wages, then they would have to actually care instead of crying every time doctors get a wage increase. But that's a very complicated issue. That's kind of separate, and that's
How,
not really
okay.
to do with her.
How does corn increase quality of life?
Again, so I don't know if you know what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is, but essentially it's one of the needs having emotional connection. And a lot of men, especially, I would say, lack the ability to get an emotional connection in real life. So they get one with an OnlyFans model, and that's what they want. That's a product that they want. That's what they need. She's fulfilling a need. She's actually having value to society and millions of men, and hence she makes that much well deservingly because she's providing a service to millions of men.
Okay, I understand that you think she. Okay, so do you watch her?
Um, why is that relevant?
Do,
Even
do
if I
you
did,
yes or
why does
no?
that
It's a
matter?
yes or no question.
But why does that matter?
So do you watch her or not?
But why is that even relevant at all? It's
So
not
you
relevant.
do. So you do.
I never said I did or didn't, but regardless, why is that relevant though?
I'm just asking, do you watch her or not? Like,
Let's say I did. What
oh,
about that? What about
okay,
that?
cool. So let's okay. I don't know how to explain it. So
Well,
I
go.
understand that money good because she does whatever, yeah.
Mhm.
But you think it's okay for women to sell their bodies online? You think it's okay for them to do that? What
Yeah,
if
I
what
think
if men,
I think
no no no
everyone's
what if
selling their
men
body for a job.
okay what if
Yeah,
men started doing it? What if men
I would
start,
have
what
no
would you
issue
do?
with that. If men did that, that's good for you.
But what's
Everyone's
the
selling their
difference
body for
between
a
men and
job.
women doing it? Like you think
There's
do
no
you want Sophie? Sophie doesn't want you. I'm sorry, but like if you
What's
think
your
she's gonna see
point?
this,
What are you saying? You're
she's not
just
gonna see it.
saying words. You're
You
not actually
think
bringing a logical
yeah, it's
argument
her
here.
choice. It's her choice, but like do you think it's okay for women to sell their body? Do you like, other women? Do you think it's okay for them to sell their bodies?
Why would I be against it? What's the harm that's being caused? Number one. Number two, everyone's selling their bodies under capitalism. You are selling your body to your job. Okay, you need money to survive, hence you need to sell your body to some employer to make money
What do you
from a
mean
job which
sell
you
my body? I'm not saying if I work in McDonald's, how am I selling my body? I'm
you have
I'm
to
covered
physically
up,
use
bruv,
you
in a
have to do
McDonald's uniform.
listen, you have to use manual labor, you have to work very hard, you have to sometimes work over hours getting paid very little. For example, the doctors you reference are working very hard for very little. They've done years of studying for very little pay and working very hard, quite literally taking a toll on their body with stress, long hours. Quite literally, they're selling their bodies and destroying their mental health. She just has to see a few pictures and she makes millions. You see why that is not a bad thing, but compared to the doctors who are actually doing a lot more, technically could be deemed as a bad thing if they're making absolutely nothing. Do you understand that?
What?
You didn't understand a single word I said.
Yeah, okay, so what do you work as?
I'm currently at a university. I'm not working right now,
Hmm.
but I do streaming as well, which helps with income. But regardless, even if I was working at, let's say, I don't know, a shoe shop, I would be selling my body for that shoe shop, working hours with my physical body to do manual labor that I may not do unless I had the money. So
No, I
again,
think okay, so I think corn actually mostly I'd say it's women doing it and
there's men
obviously
involved as well.
okay, but mostly women. And every guy obviously goes on there to look at women. And you think, oh, obviously there's other people doing thingy, but it's like you think old men, old other people looking at women is okay to you.
Um, can that argument be used against men with their wives? You think that looking at women is okay? What if you have a girlfriend is looking
Yeah,
at
there
her?
you go. You think other men looking at Sophie Rain on OF is okay?
What's
Like,
wrong with that? It's consensual. They're adults. Why is that an issue? What? What is your argument? You're just trying to go, is that okay? It's like this emotional argument. You think that's okay? Can
Why
you
are you
tell me
giving attitude?
it's not attitude. It's just like you're saying, like, well, why is it okay? Well, tell me what's wrong with it, and I'll think about it. I don't see there's no harm being caused. It's
No, it's
consensual.
just disgusting because she's getting young people influenced in this whole thing. They're gonna grow up to be addicted. Like a lot of people can get addicted, but it's just young people growing
Okay,
up. They're
people can
gonna
get
grow up in
addicted. One
this
second,
society
one
that
second.
has
Just listen.
young
One
boys
second.
looking at
People can get
this.
addicted to many things, like McDonald's. You know, drinking. People are gonna get addicted to many
What's
things.
McDonald's got to do with this?
Yes, that's an example of something people can get addicted to,
Okay,
but
well, that's
it's
a stupid example.
no,
They're
it's
two
not a
different
stupid
things.
example. As I was just stating, people can get addicted to it, but it's up to them to be able to regulate how they use it. I can get addicted to playing video games. Doesn't mean video games is
Yeah, but
bad if
that's
I just
two
regulate
different
it.
things.
But yeah, it's a different thing, but
Women
it's the
get
analogy of
sexualized all
addiction.
the time. Every time women get sexualized, girls walking past, oh, look at that bum, blah, 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 and you think
Yeah, I
it's
think that's
okay.
terrible. I think that's an awful thing. But in this case, in this instance, it's consensual. She's doing it for a certain price and they're paying for it. I don't see it's an issue. She's consenting to doing that. She makes the OnlyFans. I think sexually harassing women is an awful thing as a feminist. I think it's terrible. And I really hope that we can stop, sexual harassment in society. I'd agree with you. It's an awful thing that needs to be resolved. But again, I don't think that that's a separate issue. In this instance, this isn't even an issue. That's a separate situation. In this instance, she's essentially showing herself and she's making money from it. I don't see that as an issue. I see that as an issue. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's fine. But I wouldn't judge someone else for doing it. Just like if I don't want to become a doctor, I don't have to. But I'm not going to judge you if you do. That's just your separate profession. There's no reason to judge someone.
Yeah, she just lets down the women's society, putting her body online and getting other women influenced to do that. It lets down the women's society. You think that's okay?
Would you say that
Do you
about
want,
would you
you
say
know,
that
do
about
you want women to be seen as objects?
that doesn't technically if you are attracted to someone you're automatically going to see them as an object if you were attracted to a man you would see him as an object because you're physically looking at him in the
Yeah, but
first
I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about women. You think it's okay for men to see women as objects,
no
and
I
you
don't mean
clearly called her an object. You said she was an
no I
object. You
said
said she's a
no one
product,
second I
and
said she has a
you
one
want
second
her to be a product to men.
just relax 1 second just calm down you go on these tangents I say they can view her as they no not I say that they she has a product that they can view that they pay for a product as in like the imagery of a body is what they're paying for that's a product in the same way technically in the job you're also a product of the company that you're being used to make money for something that they would not do that's literally the definition of a job you're technically selling yourself in every job just that she's doing it more visually in a job or 9 to 5 you're just doing it physically dauntingly in an office or even in trades you're also doing it as well if you're a plumber electrician you're also selling your body and your time for someone else in every situation. So I don't understand
Okay,
why
but you don't have a job, so how are you talking about that?
I can just because I don't have a job doesn't mean I can't be educated on what
How are
jobs.
you saying no, no, no? How are you saying that you're selling your body when you have a job when you haven't even had a job before? Like,
I've had a job before. You
okay,
don't
what was your job?
complain about that.
What
Okay,
was
so
your job?
you
What
said
was
I
your
haven't
job?
had a job before.
Your
Yeah,
job
I
is
have.
going live on TikTok. Like,
Yeah. Why did you? Why?
how much money do you make out of it?
I make a fair bit, but what's your point? I don't understand what this has to do with anything. Like, I don't understand that. Like, if she has a job and she has a profession, what is your issue with that? Hello.
Sorry. Yeah, I think it's just dumb how you think. Okay, so what's your opinion on the basketball player?
So the basketball player, again, in his situation, he's a product as well. Oh my goodness, you're objectifying men. He's also a product, and he's a product of entertainment. So people pay tickets, which is how he makes 35 million a year to watch him play basketball. He's the product in the game. Shooting in the net. He's also a product too. We all are under capitalism, which is what I was saying. It's not objectifying women. Everyone's a product under capitalism. That's the point I'm making. Oh, and she left. She honestly can't debate. It's funny. It's funny. It truly is astounding. It's astounding, god damn it. Double tap the screen, everyone. Make sure you're over the age of 18 and make sure you disagree with the statement behind me. Good lord. Good lord. It's an amazing thing. He is not naked. It doesn't matter. He's still doing something. And some people could argue that he is naked, especially more conservative cultures. They would argue that he's naked as well. If you, especially in some Muslim cultures, if you aren't wearing a full, I think it's the niqab as hijab as well, then you would be naked as well. So it really is subjective, and I don't think there's any point in doing that. All right, this person's not joining, guys. Make sure you're over the age of 18 if you want to be added in, and make sure you disagree with the statement behind me. All right, let's let the next person in. God damn it. It's truly funny, isn't it? All right, double tap the screen, everyone. If you feel free to subscribe to the TikTok if you want more streams. Make sure you're over the age of 18. Make sure my YouTube, PayPal, and Discord are in
Yo,
my bio.
hello?
Hey, how
Hello?
old are you?
Yo, I'm 18, bro.
You disagree with the statement behind me?
Sophie Rain deserves it. Yes, I disagree, my friend.
Why do you think she doesn't deserve it?
Actually, wait. Let me reread that statement. Give me a minute, yeah? Does she deserve it? I mean, I guess she's putting her body out there. Yeah, go on. Actually,
Okay, so you agree with me? Okay, very good. All right, guys, double tap the screen. Make sure you're over the age of 18. Damn, I won't be able to stream for as long because, yeah. Anyways, hey, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 18.
And do you disagree with the statement behind me?
Yeah, I do, but I'm just curious. I mean, you like claim pretty often that misogyny is an illness, but how do you justify arguing in favor of something that has been proven time and time again to increase violence towards women?
Yeah, but that's not on the women's fault. That's on the people who are doing the violence. For example, when let's say there was an epidemic of violence against doctors, is then being a doctor a bad job just because there's a lot of violence against it? No, it's not doctors. That's victim blaming. It's on the people who are doing the violence. The profession isn't necessarily bad because of the violence. It's the people who are bad because they're doing violent acts.
Arguing in favor of a service that has been like notorious for promoting violence against women.
It's not promoting violence against women. Where's the violence being promoted on our OnlyFans? I don't see it at all. I don't see any violence being promoted.
I don't know, maybe like the several studies that have proven that corn is very harmful towards women.
How is corn harmful towards women? Like, I don't understand how corn
How
is
is corn
harmful.
harmful towards women?
This is the same argument that people make that video games make people violent. That's not true at all. Video games don't make people more violent. Corn doesn't make people more violent. That's just a ridiculous statement. You have no evidence for that. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm
What?
sure like the empirical, like scientific studies. Would love to hear how you disagree with like their undeniable evidence regarding my statement. But
There's no
however,
undeniable evidence.